A new show is coming to Amazon Prime Video called American Playboy, the Hugh Hefner story. And Hugh's son, Cooper, had a big part in developing it, and he joins us live to talk about the show. Good morning, Cooper. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic, and I'm so excited to hear about what they're going to be offering with this show because there's so many great things that a lot of people don't know about Hugh Hefner. Where do we start with this particular docudrama series?
Well, we start at the beginning. It's a 10-episode, 10-hour special that really starts all the way from the conception of the brand up until present day.
Now, your father's going to be turning 91 coming up here in a few days, and this is probably the first time in his life that he's kind of allowed all this access to all of the personal details of his life. Is this true?
Yeah, it is. We've done documentaries before, but there's never been anything like this before. He opened up his archive, and there are hundreds and hundreds of hours of footage, as well as 3,000 different scrapbooks and all sorts of different stories that made it into this show that really have never seen the light of day.
You know, Cooper, I don't want to get too personal, but I have to ask you, it talks about Hugh Hefner being how he was as a parent. And was it difficult for you to reconcile your father's, the way he was as a parent with you, or maybe even his past? Was it difficult for you to reconcile that, or was it easy for you to kind of embrace this to tell the story?
No, it wasn't difficult. I think what was difficult was something that is actually not uncommon with any 13, 14, 15, 16-year-old, which is one wants to find their own identity when they're younger. That's challenging whether you're somebody's child who's famous or whether you're not. So that was something that I think I struggled with a period of time, but was not abnormal to my situation.
What do you think that people will get from this particular 10-episode series? I mean, we know a little bit about some of the political leanings that he had early on and how he tried to push some things through. And what are we going to get that we didn't get before from Hugh Hefner?
I actually think a lot of people who are my age don't know that.
Okay.
They really don't know his role and the company's role in civil rights with Martin Luther King Jr. and Jesse Jackson.
Yes, sir.
And the fight for LGBTQ rights throughout the 50s and 60s and 70s. There's obviously a tendency of focusing on the nudity and the sex, which is a big part of the brand and lifestyle, but the way that this narrative is told, it really takes the time to communicate a whole lot more and speaks to all the different challenges that he faced creating the company. So that's really exciting to share an authentic and true story that really we haven't told before.
Well, it's getting a lot of buzz already, and I suspect it will be received by a lot of people. I'm looking forward to seeing it because I'm interested in finding out things I did not know before about your father. Cooper Hefner, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate your time today. American Playboy will be available to stream on Amazon Prime Video beginning Friday, April 7th. And, of course, tell your father happy birthday as he turns 91 on April the 9th.
I will. Thank you.
Of course. Have a great day. Time now is 7:20 here on the